And hello, my sweet Netherlings. How are all of you today? I'm here, no need to fear. It's Zanny. What is up? What did my voice do then? I'm not sure, but let's see. Jesus, thank you for the super. Let's go. Early start, but I feel like we'll need it. Praying to my Father in heaven, may the confession shared today not contain anything related to cousins or family. Gay men. Thank you, Jesus. Good to know that you're riding with us for this one. Good to know. I feel like this is the start of an alliance now. How are you all, my sweet Netherlings? It's lovely to see you, and of course, I am very excited for today. You know that these Sin streams are a bit of an event for us. You know that we often head on out, and some of the wildest things happen during all of this. The wildest things. But before we get started, how are you all doing today? How are you all doing? I hope you're having a phenomenal day. I hope that you're here. I hope that you're cozy. I hope that you've got a beverage of your choice, maybe even a snack. I hope you're doing wonderfully. And if you've not got a snack, well, I'm sure I'll suffice. So, I hope that you're all doing wonderfully. Oh, doing good, just woke up. Hey, nice. Best way to start the day, a little dose of vitamin Z. Lovely. Glad it's finally Friday. True, thank goodness it's Friday, right? Hi Zander, I saw you yesterday, just woke up and I'm looking forward to the stream. Hey, I recognize an odd name or two from the owlets. Hello to any owlets that might actually be tuning in as well alongside my sweet Netherlings. I hope you, for those who stopped by the old reading stream with 𝓱𝓸𝓾𝓻 last night, enjoyed yourselves. It was really, really cool to get to spend some time with my bud and read some awesome, scary stories with him. Wes, thank you for the super. Don't mind me just hiding from a certain VTuber. LMAO. It's too late. You've been perceived. But thank you for the super, darling. I had such a good time last night, though. For any of you who didn't stop by last night's stream, it was really, really cozy. I got to do some reading with 𝓱𝓸𝓾. I did a little monologue with him. I got to flex some of the old voice acting chops. I have to admit, yesterday was actually the most wonderful day. Heck, we even did little guardsmen yesterday, which was insane. I ended up, oh, it's 𝓱𝓸𝓾𝓻. Thank you for the super. Morning, Zanny. Have a good day. Thank you. And you too. Much appreciated. We're going to have a wonderful day. I don't know if the Netherlings, I don't know if you blessed me yesterday. I think you might have blessed me yesterday because I turned around and I had the most wonderful day yesterday with all of you. Little Guardsman was phenomenal and I really enjoyed that. Obviously afterwards I got to hang out with 𝓱𝓸𝓾. There was the story reading. We hung out for a bit afterwards, and even after Little Guardsman, when Scott stopped by and said hello, the two of us had a little chat on Twitter afterwards as well, which was great. Honestly, love that. It was very productive. So that was really awesome. So overall, yesterday was just an amazing day, and I'm ready to bring that level of energy here to all of you just today with this. I'm ready to go, you know. I'm ready to go, I'm ready to treat you, and I've got some fun stuff planned for, well, the weekend, or the Sunday, should I say, today and the Sunday, and also some fun stuff for the next week as well, which is absolutely awesome. I've already got some stuff booked up for, I believe, Tuesday, where I will be baking with Omi on the Tuesday, which is really cool. Omi's someone we've been talking for months and months, and it's really nice. And 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 and I also have some stuff planned for the next couple of weeks as well, if we can manage to get our time schedules to match up. So I mentioned a little while back when I did my interview with Mr. Underhill that I was going to be a social butterfly over the next couple of months, taking the old Matt Cardona approach to VTubing, and it's definitely, here's the start. So if you've got a fave, you might spot me on one of those streams, and if you do have a fave, let me know, because who knows, I might end up weaseling my way onto their stream and, you know, making friends along the way. Trust me, I plan to pop up in as many places as I can very, very soon. I've become addicted to making friends in this sphere now, so obviously I'm not going to stop. But do you know what also is never going to stop? My love for my sweet Netherlings. So, without too much further ado, who's ready for the confession stream today? What do you think we're going to get? Are we going to get something sweet? Are we going to get something spicy? Are we going to get something middling? Are we going to get something in between? What do you think? What do you think? As always, I don't know the confessions that are going to come up on the board until I start pulling them. They are already assembled into a slideshow for me, and they come up in a random order. The only thing I know is the number of confessions, and I know the number once I hit the go button. So, everything else is up in the air. Content, level of sin, whether we're sending them to heaven or super hell. That's all up in the air. Now, as always, for all of you who might be here for the first time or participating for the first time, there's a format that we do these with. So what happens is right over there, do you see where my wing is? The question or the confession will pop up on the side. I will read it through, beginning to end, and then after we read it through, beginning to end, I will turn around and pass judgment, whether they go to forgiveness, whether they go to heaven, or super hell, or horny jail if it's especially egregious. Now, often, very often, I will need your help to help me get through these. Do you know why? Because sometimes the judge cannot be the jury and the executioner. You know, I am not Judge Judy and executioner. So, as a result, I will need my wonderful compadres, companions, compatriots of the Netherlings to help me decide the fates of those who come by, these anomalous individuals. So polls will be added throughout the stream that are going to be on the live chat here, and you can also see on your magical device. Well, heck, we'll see. Oh, hey Zander, I sent one a bit later as I only learned about the stream barely 8 hours ago. How likely is mine to be read? So, it's likely because it only gets... So, I can't guarantee the likelihood of anything, but they do get assembled about 2 to 3 hours before the stream. So I try and leave it to the last minute before having them all be assembled. I try and make sure, you know, but it's also the thing where I only put out the tweet that is the collection about 2 days ago, so it's quite a short time period as opposed to a week. It's a nice sort of solid time. I try and leave it so that people can get in last minute if they should so desire. So let's go. Are you going to advertise the stream you're doing later today? Oh, with Roscoe? Yes, I'll be reposting his stream closer to the time. Don't worry about the Roscoe thing. We're getting there. We'll worry about the sins first. Listen, I don't want to taint Roscoe. He's a sweet boy. We don't need Roscoe seeing our absolute degeneracy. Okay? We don't need Roscoe seeing that. I try and keep him pure. I try. He's already a pure maiden. I don't need him besmirched. Okay? But you will be able to vote in a poll of whether it is forgiven or not throughout, and we'll see how it goes, okay? We'll see how it goes. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I'm about ready to dive into the first one. You know, I'm about ready to dive into the first one. So let's see what happens. 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 just saying my mom is watching. So, I mean, if your mum's cool with watching an Incubus dressed in a see-through leotard and bondage gear, I feel like whatever I put up on screen now isn't going to shock her too much. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I didn't choose to wear this. The Dark Overlords grabbed me and told me this is what I wear now. So let's see how it goes. All right. And with that, who's ready for the first confession? 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Here we go. Now, we don't know who these are from. As always, these are always completely anonymous. And if you are in chat, do not confess to your sin in chat. Do not confess to your sin in chat, okay? I will bonk you if you do. These are meant to be anonymous. Don't out yourselves. My Japanese ex made an OnlyFans after we broke up. Maybe 3 times a year, I find myself going back there. I know I shouldn't, but I keep doing it. Partially because she was a 10 out of 10, and partially because that's the only form of contact, be it one way, that I have with her. I'm not messaging her or paying her to send me anything privately. Although, ... JK. I just signed up for a month, browse what she has, do my business, and leave. We broke up 6 years ago. I've, of course, been in relationships since, and I don't think it has affected them. Judge me, roast me, whatever. Can't stop, won't stop. 10 out of 10, Zanny. Although recently she has gotten a boob job and has dropped to a 7.5 for me. I mean, I'm not hurting anyone, right? Well, this is a strong start, everyone. We're here. We're here to have a strong start. Look at that. Well, heck. Oh, but also, Senna Snake didn't participate due to having no idea what constitutes a sin in your sexy bus eyes, but I'm hoping watching this stream serves as research for me. Heck yes, and thank you for your 10th ever super on a live stream. Let's go. So, let's break this down, right? Let's break this down. On one hand, no one is being hurt directly. It might be considered a little unfair to the partner that you're with at the time. You say that it hasn't judged or caused anything in those relationships, right? But at the same time, you know, we don't know what's going on subconsciously. I feel like this serves to a wider problem, right? I feel like this serves to a wider problem. Perhaps, and I'm going to take a leap of faith here, everyone. As you know, this Incubus is somewhat of a relationship expert. Every relationship, whenever you have a breakup, needs a detox period, right? You need that detox period where you're just like, no contact, don't think about it, move on, all of that stuff, right? I don't know if you had your detox period. I don't know. The rating thing. Okay, here's my counter to your rating at the end. If she's dropped to 7.5, you don't need to renew your subscription anymore, do you? If she's dropped to 7.5 in your words, she's gone from a 10 out of 10 to 7.5, then clearly you won't need to ever buy another month's subscription to her. Wouldn't that be the case? So if this egregious change has happened, then I suppose the story's already over. Unless you turn around and, you know, rejoin the membership again. In which case, perhaps there's an emotional element. Now, I'm assuming that you're keeping this completely physical, completely that you just find them attractive, which is why this change should be the thing that draws a line under it. It's done, away, like dust and smoke in the night, you know? So heck, I'm going to ask, we'll put up our first poll. Now, I'm going to personally advocate for horny jail. However, this is going to be up for you. Obviously, horny jail with some rehab time thrown in. Now, it's up to all of you whether or not it's horny jail. The first poll has gone live. Make sure that you let your voice be heard. Yes or no, horny jail, yes, no. I will say, okay, my thinking is this story should have technically had a line drawn under it with this physical change she's had, if it's not to your taste, you know, because I can understand still being very attracted to someone that you broke up with, you know. I've had it before where, you know, my jilted lovers I've still been very attracted to them, you know. Whether or not I buy their OnlyFans, though, is a different story. I don't know. You know she can, like, wait, but then again, I suppose she can't see that you've joined. I mean, I can agree with being down bad. I can see being down bad. But my advice to you is if this change is deep and meaningful enough, then it shouldn't be an issue in the slightest for you not turning around and re-upping that membership, you know? Now, you say it's about 3 times a year, so that's what? Not quite quarterly. So let's say every 4 months. I guess I can see it. It's kind of like joining a Patreon, getting the updated memberships, and then or getting whatever's there, and then leaving. Ooh, it's a tough one. This is why I've put it straight to the Netherlings. But I think that a short stint in horny jail and a cold shower might be enough for you. Oh, hello, sir. Nerdy Archer T. Hello. Here are some horny jail and therapy funds. We're going to need it. True. Remember, guys, we're not like the prison industrial complex. We don't quite have enough. The jail cells in horny jail are quite limited. They are quite limited. I mean, that's a good question as well. How did they find out about horny, not horny jail, how did they find out about the OnlyFans in the first place? Unless, I suppose maybe she could have advertised it on Twitter. I know a lot of people do that now. I think that should work. I'm watching with a friend IRL right now. Thank you for giving us something to do on our play date. Wonderful. Do let me know your thoughts. Oh, we're running out of room for the horny jailers. All right, we'll close off this poll and we'll see how this has gone. All right, 90%, 89% horny jail, 89% horny jail. Very well understood. Where's my little gavel? Where did my little gavel go? There it is. Yes, here's my little gavel. All right. All right, for the crimes of both simping, you are found guilty. For the crime of cringe, you are found guilty. However, this court practices leniency upon those who it judges, and I myself consider myself a benevolent judge, not an executioner. Henceforth, I sentence you to 4 months in horny jail with a cold shower at the end of it and mandatory self-reporting from here on. Case closed. Thank you. Yeah. Also, Ender Cobra, welcome to the Netherbranded. Lovely to have you here. Welcome aboard. All right. With that, our first case is closed. As you can see, justice may be blind, but this incubus can always feel it through. Next up, that was a strong start. Here we go. Hi, Zanny. I want to confess my sins. Ever since I'm watching you, there is something that always burdens me. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. I gotta make you understand that I'm never gonna give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you. Super hell. You're found in contempt of court. I sentence you to super hell. Effective immediately. Long sentence. 100 years of super hell. You're going to the room of food that isn't actually food. You're going to the it's actually cake room. There you go. You're going to the it's all actually cake room of super hell. Oh, the Netherlings. Why do you do me like this? Not a sinner, but worth it. Listen, you're going to the actually. I have discretion over this court. All right, I have discretion over this court. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna chunk this one. I became friends with benefits with my ex-roommate, who had just been sleeping with a friend of my other roommate just a few weeks prior. Before we became a thing, I asked him if there was something between him and this other girl. He swore to me multiple times that nothing happened between them, even though I literally had heard them the night they slept together, so that was one of his many red flags. Oh, honey, are you... The fact that the story doesn't stop here concerns me. So some weeks passed, and this friend of my other roommate comes home to me one day, and she says, and I quote, "How have things with X been? He barely talks to me since we slept together that night. But I know you two are very close. I know he's been sleeping with other people now, but I would like to know if he said anything about me. And that's the moment I should have been a good person and told her that, yes, in fact, other people had been sleeping with, other people he had been sleeping with was right in front of her, but I was a coward. I don't talk about, and I don't know, we don't talk that much about that stuff. I'm going to hell. I mean, okay. On one hand, what kind of Kamehameha time condensement pressure chamber was this guy going in to make noises that loud that they were traveling through the walls? Like that, to that degree. I don't know if you live in an apartment with really thin walls or this guy is using some absolute, like, whether this guy is turning around and like hitting some major TPS, but I will say there are four characters in this. The guy that's sleeping with people, you, or the reader in this case, the roommate of the reader, and the roommate's friend who was getting piped down by this guy. Now, I'm going to say something here. 99% of the sin is on this guy, right? 99% is on this guy, all right? Pick a lane, dude. Pick a lane, okay? Like, I'm not saying that you can't have multiple partners or mess around or something like that, right? I'm not saying that. However, keep your business clean. Keep your business clean. Know your lanes. Let people know where they stand. Because the problem with all of this is this man-child was not turning around and letting people know where they stand. 99% of relationship issues can be fixed with communication, right? Like that with this, I'm not trying to sound like Dr. Phil, okay? I'm not profiting off people's pain like he does. But at the same time, okay, being transparent can usually turn around and do something decent, right? And the fact that he obfuscated from the very beginning is a red flag. I have to turn around and give you a little bonk. OP. Do you know why? You knew that he was messing around. You knew that he lied to you very early on and was not being transparent, right? You knew that he was not being straight up with you, and you continued to dive on in, okay? Now, I don't know if it's because you heard your roommate's friend through the walls and figured, heck, you know, I might as well buy the free trial if it's that good, you know? But from the sounds of it, okay, I don't know what noises your roommate's friend was making to the point where you were like, let's disregard these red flags and get a taste of what's going on here. But like, you need a little bonk, okay? You need a little bonk. This isn't Final Fantasy 14. You don't get a 90-day free, or you don't get a 30-day free trial and free gameplay up to level 60, okay? Okay, this isn't Final Fantasy 14, all right? Now, don't get me wrong. You could have turned around and treated this like a TikTok. You could have gone with him once, swiped up, and been done with his ass, okay? You could have done that. You could have. My advice would have just been, if you needed to, treat him like a TikTok. Just watch it through once and then swipe up. However, you kept things going as well, even when he was obfuscating, even when he wasn't being truthful, even when he was messing around, right? And the problem is that the problem is, you know, I'm on something today when I'm using these metaphors. I'm using the metaphors and similes that throw around. Like the friends with benefits thing makes it messy because that's a consistent thing, and then there's also the roommate, and it just seems like this. Like, you need a refresher in taste, to be honest. You need a refresher in taste. Now, unfortunately, the guy's not the one on trial here. Unfortunately, he's not. I wish he was. I'd rip him a new one if he was on trial. However, I feel like OP needs a very short stint in horny jail. Just a little one. Just a little short stint. A very short stint in horny jail, right? A very short, and that's what I'm going to be advocating for. However, if the guy was here, we'd send him to super hell. You get a. I'm going to, as the judge, ask if my netherlings are interested in a short stint in horny jail. Is that the case? Just a short stint in horny jail. That's what I'm thinking. Just as a refresher, a palate cleanser, as it were, a sorbet between courses, because very clearly. Part of me is like, how good is this man putting it out that you're able to ignore such red flags? Like, this guy sounds like an absolute, like, stallion if you can ignore. If he's anything short of, like, just being a religious experience, this was not worth it. This was not worth it, because it sounds like you've just lined your ass up to get played. It sounds like you're being played. It sounds like you're being played, I have to admit it. Like, I get like not having the conversation with the roommate as well. That could be messy. That could be really, really messy. So I'm not going to blame you for that. I'm not going to blame you for that. But I feel like it's something where you could have had a conversation kind of later on, kind of dragged it back around to maybe see what's going on. You know, I feel like that might have been a smart move. You know, I can't judge too heavily. After all, I'm not a judge. Oh wait, yes I am. But you get my point. You get my point. I think that min-max Tinder, you'll find someone better, baby. You know, I'm gonna say, don't fish so close to home next time. Don't fish so close to home. Maybe go like 3 handshakes removed from someone you live with, not 2. Try that. Try go 3 handshakes from, because getting in a relationship with anyone who's someone who you live with is like close to, or like getting with a friend of a friend's ex, it's just messy. Like a friend, yeah, like a friend of a friend's ex is so messy. Can you imagine the drama of coming back home to that? Try a different building. Try across the street. Try somewhere. All I'm saying is you've got options here. You've got some great options. Don't limit yourself, okay? Don't limit yourself. There's a world of possibilities out there, right? Don't limit yourself. What? Let's close the voting on this one. What do we have? And in our final poll, we have 90% yes for a short stint in horny jail, 10% no for a short stint in horny jail. Understood. Okay, 89% again. We love that. And of course, feel free to advocate in the comments. I am reading them as we go through the judgment process, so definitely advocate for your faves. Let me know, does the punishment fit the crime? And with that, we'll slide into a new one and see what it has to say, shall we? Whew. I have an entire 17-page document full of timestamps of every time I've been noticed in chat by my Kamiyoshi. It's Roscoe. I guarantee there's at least 100 timestamps, and I regularly rewatch them. Can I be cured from this illness or nah? At 100? 100? Okay, let's begin. I don't know where to unpack this one. I need a sip of my coffee. I'm all right. I feel like if Roscoe was here, he'd go, "Ha! You got a document full of me, ha, goofy," or something like that. He'd say something like that. You know what? This calls for the coffee arm. Give me a moment. Let's get the coffee arm out. Let's get the coffee arm out. If I'm going to be doing this, I need to be. I know it's not very judgely of me, but if this is happening, we need the coffee arm. There we go. There we are. All right. This seems about right. This seems about a little bit lower. There we go. All right. Here we go. We needed the coffee arm for this. So, I'm used to this behavior from dewdrops. I'm not used to it from Roscoe's. I will say, one thing I've noticed about the Roscoe's, right, is like very few of them are down bad. However, the ones that are down bad are not just down bad, they're down filthy. They're down absolutely filthy. I mean, they're not just thirsty, they're just dehydrated, they got crusty lips, cracked skin, they are thirst. Blue Cookie, thank you for the member chat. Earlier than expected, but here are some saint cookies for all of you. Why, thank you. Om nom nom. Right? Absolute freak skulls. You're correct. The slander is wild. It's only slander if it's not true. Now, the real issue might be Anna's not getting attention in their private life, whether from family or their partner. They might just be looking for in the streams. That's true. I feel like we've gotten... I feel like the information we have here, right? I feel like the information we have here is interesting. The 17-page document of timestamps. You've said at least 100, right? With the 17-page document. Does that mean 100 timestamps should fit across maybe 2 or 3 pages, right? Now, as being part Roscoe, I feel offended, Lamau. Listen, I'm only saying the ones that are down bad are down very bad for Roscoe, okay, Shadow Aisha? But thank you for the super moi. I don't know if you're doing this in a big font or a Google Doc, but something tells me, I don't know why, but like something has given me a bit of an itch in the brain that you've annotated the timestamps. Like you've gone Roscoe saying, ha, goofy. Roscoe saying, he actually doesn't hate me. Roscoe saying, like you've added little titles to each of them, like a best of showcase, you know, like a Precious Memories album, right? This was the one when he was playing Fall Guys. This is the one. Like I feel like that's there, you know. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. Now the question is this getting in the way of your life outside of Roscoe? Okay. First of all, I'm sorry you've chosen to be down bad for Roscoe. I'm sorry you have. I mean, heck, it's a thing. It's a thing. Of all of the options that you could have chosen, this was a hell of an option in Avalon. But, you know, let's unpack. I don't think that this is too heavy a sin. I think that maybe, perhaps, if this is getting in the way of the rest of your life, it could be a problem, right? However, right? If you're getting a little bit too buried into this, if this is becoming more than a hobby, more than a thing, you know, I think we may have to go with an unconventional sentencing here, right? I think we may. I'm looking at chat, and I think that we should go with an unconventional sentencing here. I feel like this is not for horny jail. I feel like this is not for super hell, but this cannot be allowed to walk innocent. That would be my thoughts. How would we feel about instead sentencing the individual to, and this is what I'm going to suggest. I suggest we sentence the individual to, as the kids say, touch grass. I feel like turning around and potentially sentencing them to touch grass maybe a good option here. I feel like that may be appropriate. You know, go play outside for a little bit. Go play outside for a little bit. We're limiting your screen time. We're limiting your screen time. Is that too harsh? Is that not harsh enough? Do let me know. Do let me know. However, I feel like a sentence to touch grass, perhaps, go outside, maybe meet real people, not the ones on the screen, might be really, really good. I mean, heck, it could work. Even if you're just outside, you know, it'll work. Get that sunlight on your skin. Get some vitamin D, because you know that Roscoe's not going to be feeding you too well. You've got some interesting choices here. I mean, heck, outside is beautiful. It's bright. It has a sun and everything. I mean, heck, touching grass in a introvert. Oh, touching grass. Wait, what was that? Touching grass as an introvert in a country where I don't really know the language. Trust me, just go. Trust me, you don't even have to talk to people. Just going outside does wonders. Just going outside does wonders. Okay? Believe me. Believe me. You don't even have to talk to people. Just going outside does wonders. Okay? Nah, obligatory camping trip. Touch grass for 1 week. I like that. I like that. I like that. You know? I like that. Become a lizard, bathe in the sun. Let's see how this sits. Let's see how this sits in terms of votership, shall we? Shall we? All right. Zanny really said to the ranch like Dr. Phil. Yes, yes. Not long and I shall create my own Danielle Brigoli. That will become my legacy. Can confirm I went outside today. It was nice. All right, okay, we're sending them to the ranch. We're sending them to the ranch. All right, let's see. We're ending the poll, and where do we have this? There we go. 97% yes. 97% yes. I don't know who said no, whether you'd advocate for a harsher punishment, but you're going to the ranch. You're going to Turnabout Ranch. That's where we're going to go. The 96 to 3% ratio sent me 1%. Sometimes if the 1% is like split somewhat down the middle, it does disappear, but it's usually on the larger side that the 1% is. It's usually there. All right, to the ranch, as Dr. Phil would say. Now, next up. Let's see what we've got. I think we're doing quite well with all of these. There's been no incest so far. Everyone's behaved rather well, and most of the sins, although some of them have been good, some of them have been bad, have all been kind of in, you know. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. I was in middle school. When I was in middle school, I had a friend who drew me, let's just say, a really suggestive picture, and my mom almost found it. The only reason she didn't is because I ate it. Like, I panicked and shoved it in my mouth and swallowed. Not my greatest moment. You ate a spicy picture? You ate a spicy picture? You dead ass were just like, okay, get this inside? Like, what? Get in my belly. Like, what did you... Get in my belly. What did you do that for? Are you good? Are you good? Was it that spicy? Was it... In middle school, so it must have been a few years ago, right? Assuming the net demographic that watches me is somewhere in the 20s, let's say that's around. I'm going to assume it was like, I don't know. I'm going to assume it was like Super Who Lock or something like that. But heck, that just screams middle school vibes to me. But are you good? Are you? You could have thrown it away. You could have torn it up. But you ate it. You panicked and just went, om nom nom, get in my belly. You panicked. Okay. On one hand, I wonder how spicy was the picture that you had to eat it, right? Hey, Spacey Quill Mama, thank you for the super, much appreciated. OP's really getting their fiber intake there. True. That fiber intake is there. You know that they're turning around and having good digestive health from that. Or bad. Or very, very bad. Very, very bad. Heck. Also, heck, Quill Mama, it's a crossover episode. So, I know that people, I've heard of people eating weird stuff before, right? I've heard of people eating really weird stuff. I did know a kid who used to eat paper. And I know that it doesn't mess you up. But, I can't see a sin here. I can't see a sin here. I see regular kind of middle schooler level shame / aversion to admitting anything kind of, starting to get a little bit more adult. I can see a little bit of fear. I can see a little bit of everything. But I don't see a sin here. I feel like, if anything, having to eat the paper was already more than punishment enough for whatever supposed infraction you believe you made. And to be honest, like middle school, that's the age where we all screw around and do stupid things. Okay, that's the age where you turn. Okay, that's the age where you turn around and have like a panic attack because you looked up something spicy on your phone and you're worried your mother can see the internet bill, or like see your Google searches on the internet bill. Not speaking from experience, I'm a demon, I never would have done anything like that. But that's the age where you turn around and kind of have those experiences. Wait, Rinna? My GF eats paper because of her anxiety. Right? Right, it's not an unusual, it's not a crazy unusual thing to eat paper, right? It's not a crazy unusual thing to eat paper. I feel like if you're going to die from eating paper, then chances are there was already something wrong. You know, just eat blunt paper, not the ones that will give you paper cuts. You know, like clean paper. Zanny, you're hitting a little too close to home. Tee-hee. Like it's mostly plant, isn't it? Paper is just plant matter. Yeah, it's like plant and ink, you know? It's plant and ink. My mother once read NSFW RP I was writing in DBH. If I could eat it before she saw it, I would. Fair. But I'm going to say no sin, but obviously the jury have the final say. And of course, let us see what there is to be said. I turn around and say no sin. Ink poisoning, Zanny. Oh yeah, you can get that, can't you? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I did a Q&A, not a poll. Oh, okay. Wait, end Q&A. Wait, I did a Q&A. Apologies, the buttons are right next to each other. Here we go. No sin. There we go. No sin. And this was middle school as well, so I feel like this was quite a long while ago. Like, this feels like awkward teenage, like, oh, okay. I'm still a little bit nervous about growing in that direction as I become an adult. It's that weird in-between where you're not quite a grown-up and you're not quite a kid anymore, and you're still kind of in that weird, awkward teenage phase. It just absolutely screams of that. It absolutely screams of that. Totally. You know, you just need some head pats, to be honest. Like, if you get no sin, then I'm just going to sentence you to head pats. I love coffee. I love it. Wow. A surprising amount of you are saying that there is sin. Oh. Okay. Look, I just think you need some head pats, you know? Just need some head pats. Go enjoy your thing. Go enjoy Go, enjoy your suggestive drawings. Do your thing. Live long, prosper, you know? I'm assuming that you're grown now. I'm assuming that you're grown. Because to be honest, chances are you won't be here if you weren't. I don't know. Just don't eat paper. That's the best advice I can give is don't eat paper. Never eat paper. You know, maybe do if that's your thing. I don't know. I don't really have a hard stance on this. I'm trying to find a lesson to extrapolate from this. And really, you know, I thought it was yes, it's no sin. I think we could just agree no sin. Okay, I've worded it vaguely, but yes, no sin. No sin. Yes, there is no sin. Yes, there is no sin. Who is next? Who is next? This case wasn't it? Yes, no sin. Yes, it was. Look, it was worded confusingly. Okay, that was on me. Either way, okay, we can turn around. There's no sin. Here we go. Case dismissed without prejudice. There we go. Next up, real cases, real people. Judge Zanny. My sin is that I enjoyed Gale's vegetable eating stream way too much. The sounds of the captain's suffering were delicious. Same. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. All right, sadist. I mean, why you gotta read it like, never mind. Listen, I'm just a voice actor. I just put voice to these things, you know? I just put voice to text, you know? To quote someone a little while ago, voice acting's not that hard. It's just reading words off of paper. Now, what can we say to this? My sin is that I enjoyed Gale's vegetable eating stream way too much. I mean, on one hand, you're not horny over it. So, you know, that could be worse. Very. What a moment you walked in on. I hate that this is what I entered on. Sin. Your timing was impeccable. Your timing was actually impeccable. So, I mean, on one hand, are we getting... Okay, jury. Are we getting horny vibes from this? Because we have to decide whether or not this could be a participant for horny jail. Are we getting horny vibes from this? Is this horny? Is this horny? Do we see anything that could potentially be horny coded in here? I'm seeing the ellipses and then delicious as definitely a potential horny coded thing, you know? I think that could definitely be seen. That could definitely be seen there. For me, it's horny. Yes, kind of. Yes, nah. It's not, but still horny jail. Some horny jail vibes. See, I can't tell if this is... I can't tell if this is just someone who really likes seeing others suffering, or is into seeing other people suffering. You know, it's that line. What? This one's going to have us torn down the middle. So what I'm going to say is, as a judge, I'm going to start a poll, and I am going to put a no sin option. And if they're found to have sinned, we'll look into horny jail. But this is going to be just a binary yes, no. Is this a sin? Is this a sin? Is this a sin? Let's see. Is this a sin? Let's see. All right. Do your thing, my jury. Do your thing. Get to work. Is this a sin? Now, good old-fashioned sadism could be might be a sin. Is it? Is it not? I mean, I love seeing Gale suffer myself, but the choice of words is kind of suggesting horny. Good thought from the gallery. Good thought from the gallery. It's an interesting one. I can't quite see whether it's horny or non-horny, you know? There's a chance that it could be both. There's a chance it could be one or the other. And the question is whether or not we're able to get that distinction. Is this a time where the legal system fails, you know? In the horny justice system, horny jail cases are considered especially heinous. That's why the dedicated detectives of the Horny Justice Unit dedicate their lives to the pursuit of such cases. Now, the question is, where is this? I think there's a bit of a push towards the jail the second they decided on submitting it because of the bravery to have possibly read this and judged in front of a number of people. True. No pipsqueak would use the word delicious on main. True. Oh, are we stuck at a 50-50? We're stuck at a 50-50. Come on, we need a tiebreak here. This is actually a 50-50. Is this a time where the justice system fails? Is this a time where the justice system fails? No, come on, all of you watching, I know, we need this tiebreak here, we need to know, I'm mobilizing you, let me know your thoughts, I need to know this, I need to know your thoughts matter to me, okay? Every vote counts, okay? I know people say it every time an election comes around, but this time I really mean it, okay? Your vote actually matters here, we've got a smaller poll, alright, come on. Come on. I'm shutting the voting in 10 seconds. In 10, 15 seconds, I'm shutting the voting, okay? Okay. We've got to find an answer to this. What is the answer? This is going to be a thing. We've got watchers. I believe in you. Show me your justice. Show me your one justice. Be like Yagami. Do it, okay? Become the god of the new world. I believe in you. Okay, and we're closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 52% to 40, with the 1% missing, 52 to 48. I'm assuming. Oh. Well, this was tighter than Brexit. Oh my goodness. Well, heck. It seems that we have found our way into placing this as horny jail, or at least to see this as a sin. This is not going to be found. This is not going to be found innocent. There is some type of victory. I feel like we were on the verge of history here. With a 52%, this has been found a sin. It has been found horny. Henceforth, on the advice of the Netherlings, as democracy dictates, okay? I sentence you to 1 month horny jail. 1 month horny jail. I'm seeing objections in the gallery. Objection. Order in the court. Overruled. Objection overruled. I sentence this individual to 1 month of horny jail with no vegetable eating streams for the foreseeable future. Let it be done. The court has spoken. Let it be done. The question is, did the justice system fail this day? Was I part of a larger machine that somehow crushed all those beneath it like the thoughtless wheels of a system that we can no longer control? I'm unsure. I'd hope my lenient verdict might soften the blow. But we shall see. Nimazini, thank you for the super. I would like to file an appeal, sir. Your appeal shall be taken on record. This case will be revisited in the future. I have not said that this is beyond appeal, nor is it above resentencing. So, let it be known, this may be a circle back. With that, on to the next, on to the next. I have made boys heartbroken. This happened when I was in middle school. My love language is physical touch and skinship, so usually I tried to physically interact with everyone, boys, girls, etc., unintentionally. That led to me having lots of friends and most boys having a crush on me. They asked my best friend for my type, but I never realized that they liked me. I was fat and ugly back then. No, don't say that. No. No, if you had these boys liking you, okay, you're definitely misremembering. We always think worse of the previous versions of ourselves than they actually are. Some of them asked me out, but I was confused and they thought it was a joke, so I rejected them or matched them with my other female friends. One of them was so heartbroken that he skipped school for a week. Bruh. I'm just circling around here. I'm just circling around. If you're saying that you weren't very good looking, but you had a boy skip school for a week because you rejected him, bitch, these two things do not add up. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things is not like the others. I mean, heck, okay? From the judge's perspective, right? From the judge's perspective, I can see how being very overly affectionate can get people to feel that way. Now, I'm someone who is very overly affectionate. Hear me out, hear me out. I'm someone who's very overly affectionate, and this happens with me a fair bit. You know me, I throw myself at my friends, I throw myself at Roscoe and Gale and Cass and Lucy, and I'm like, hold me, fucking hold me right now, my dear friend. Like, I'm very much like this. So I'm always going to err on the side that this person is innocent and that there is no sin here, right? I'm going to err on that side because, heck, I'm very, very dere, as the kids say. You know, I'm very dere. And I can't see a sin here. I don't think that affection, in my opinion, can be considered a sin. I think that the world we're in is one that's very uptight and very prim and proper at times, and it discourages affection. But I don't think it's bad at all. Not only that, but you never led any of these people on with promises of a relationship or anything romantic. I think that, because you mentioned you were in middle school here, okay? Again, we're talking about middle school. Those are the times where people are the most cringe, okay? They are the most cringe in middle school. And it also is the time of your life where you're figuring out boundaries, regular affection, romantic affection, platonic affection, attraction, rejection, all of these different things that start the intricacies of being an adult sort of happen around those sorts of ages. So it's a time where you're going to be the most cringe and go through the most self-discovery as well. So I'm going to turn around and advocate for no sin. And I think that not everyone is able to be as openly affectionate. Oh, good point there, by the way. No sin. I think the physical touch added with the friendly vibes stirred something because not every person in life can be as openly affectionate as OP without romantic intentions. True. I think that society's kind of done a thing where physical touch and romantic intent have sort of become a bit hand in hand, but like, I'm someone who's like, heck, normalize hugging the bros, normalize giving the homies a kiss on the forehead, normalize giving your homies a little peck on the lips, all right? Normalize the old physical affection, all right? I'm very much for that. I'm like, look at you, my friend. It's good to see you, right? it's there. Now, I'm personally going to advocate for no sin. However, we'll start the poll and we will see. We will see. We will see. And yes, I am 100% very, very like affectionate with my homies. I've always wanted to be more affectionate to my friends, but they'd either be grossed out, even if it's not physical, or take it as me hitting on them. Damn. Oh, nah. It's fine. You just need better friends. No, I'm someone who's very, very much like, I will hug my friends, I will cuddle my friends, I will give them kisses. I mean, heck, the first time I met Roscoe, I hugged him. I literally grabbed Roscoe in a bear hug the first time we saw each other face to face. Like when we met each other in Japan, I literally scooped him up in a bear hug and was like, oh, you know, you're getting affectioned. Same with Gale. I tried to carry Gale at one point. Like I'm literally like I just throw myself at them. Oh, hey Serena, last super. Mama doesn't know if it's a sin. Mama. You know it's not a sin. Come on. You know it. You know it. Go on. No, have your opinions, do your thing, it's all good. And of course, thank you for the super race, Rina. Lovely to have you. Goodness, I love hydrating's so great. Remember, be a H2 ho. Could you carry him though? Has the gym days sufficed? Oh no, I can carry almost everyone in Avalon. I can carry almost everyone in Avalon. Almost everyone. Like, I'm there. For some reason, I hate physical touch. It saddens me. I'm so not used to affection. Oh, that's also another thing. People have different love languages as well. You know, sometimes touch isn't the one, but sometimes, like, time spent is the one for sure. Time spent is one of, like, the absolute tippy top love languages. I love time spent. Love quality time. Quality time is great, right? Time spent is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Let's round off that. Let's round off that. I haven't tried to carry everyone. That's why I'm not saying everyone. Because I'm not going to assume I can carry everyone. But everyone who I've tried to carry, I have carried. Alright, let's round off these votes and see where it goes with the end poll. Oh, hey, congratulations on getting the job interview. Very nice. Alright, with that, overwhelmingly, there is no sin here. No sin. And so with that in mind, we will move on to the next case. For everyone's record, this is the 8th case of the day. We have 23 to go through. So we're going through these nice and steadily. So with that, this individual, their plight, their love, their affection is dismissed from this court. Found innocent. You're a free individual. Here we go. Oh, bloody hell. All right, we got a long one here. All right, get cozy. We've got a long one here. Me and my friend were both Fujoshis, so when I was in school, we would openly talk about it. Love Fujoshis. I mean this in the most sincere way. I fucking love Fujoshis. I fucking love them. They're great. I absolutely fucking love Fujoshis. Absolutely love them. Okay, let's go. We use BL terminology and no one would really understand it because it was still pretty niche. So we thought we were pretty safe, but once during the last week of school, I was reading a smutty angst death note of Jinshi, and she asked me the name, so I said the Japanese one to her, but one of the boy otakus heard and decided to search it. Oh dear. he avoided us after, and I didn't see them until the next school year, and I forgot about it. But later in the year, when me and my friend talked again about BL, he joined our conversation and asked for recommendations. Yuri's Gay Awakening, congratulations. Congratulations, Light Yagami and L were this guy's Gay Awakening. I think I was his BL Awakening, but I do feel bad that he was exposed to it like that, especially because Death Note was his favorite anime, and I may or may not have ruined it for him. But hey, at least it's not cousins. I mean, look, I can't even knock that though. Like, it's I'm sorry, you just speed ran it, you know? I can't even knock that. I feel like you did a public service there, you know? I feel like, okay. If you can't, Shadow Aisha, thank you for the super. Good point. If you can't beat them, join them. All right, so you introduced someone to BL. Not only that, right, but you talked about it, but that's no harm. If you want to talk about BL with your friends, that's cool. Not your fault that he was curious about what was going on. Not your fault he searched it, right? That's there, okay? You started him on his 𝓱𝓸𝓾𝓻 journey, right? And, you know, fujoshis get a lot of flack sometimes. But, you know, without fujoshis, we wouldn't have as much yaoi as we do. So, I think what we need to realize is it's a symbiotic relationship. Fujoshis and 𝓱𝓸𝓾𝓻s are part of a delicate ecosystem that we need to respect. And that's my take on it, right? That's my take. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, in this specific instance, I don't personally see the sin. I don't personally see the sin, right? I don't see the sin here. I see you turning around and introducing well, you didn't even introduce it yourself, actually, you know? You didn't even introduce it. This was all him. He bit the forbidden fruit all on his own. He could have looked at that. He could have looked at the doujinshi and been like, ugh, and just like not touched it again. But instead, he spent his summer break diving straight on into Light X XL. He was turning around. He probably got into, I don't know, what's a bunch of what gets a bunch of doujinshis. I don't know, like Tiger and Bunny or whatever they are. Like there's a ton of stuff for you out there, right? You just introduced him to a new hobby, okay? And the only sin is admitting the name of the doujinshi. Airy, fair, very fair. Thank you for the super. As far as I'm concerned, there's no sin here. As far as I'm concerned, I don't see sin, but it's not up to me. It's up to the jury. I can give a recommended sentencing. However, that's there. Listen, occasionally I'll throw out the odd doujinshi title. I know. What can I say? But yes, I don't see the sin personally, you know? I maybe talking about like doujinshis in school, maybe it's like get a room type thing. But also, you know, it was a niche thing. He didn't have to search it. He could have turned around and stopped looking. He could have been like, hey, nah, that's not for me, chief. And then left it there. Like, it's not like you're turning around and going, you know, hey, check out my latest Rising of the Shield hero, AO3. It's absolutely great. Would you want a Zani Dojin? I can't even lie. I've literally turned around to management and said I'll consider myself a success when one of them comes out. I've literally said to the Dark Overlords that when there's a 𝔂𝓸𝓾𝓻, I'll turn around and consider my VTubing career a success, right? When that happens, I'll call it a win. When that happens, I can walk away happy. I make that joke repeatedly to them. I'm like, you know, I've made that joke many times. I'm like, when there's a 𝔂𝓸𝓾𝓻 out, then I can just be like, doesn't matter what happens the rest of my career. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter at all. We can walk away and be happy. Oh, goodness. I don't know. We'll throw on something Omega-verse. I don't know. But with that, we'll close the poll now and see where it stands. No sin, no sin, no sin. Although we do have an 8% for the sin, I can see, however, you know, I feel like this individual, they tried so hard, they went so far. Sorry, I slipped down my table for a second. And, you know, I feel like this is, you just help someone have their gay awakening. It's fine, it's fine. Maybe you shove them out the nest a little early, but all in all, I hereby say in the court of Club Netherbrand and under the authority of the Netherlings, I decree no sin. Thank you, thank you. All right, next on the docket, we have... The people wanted an update, so I'll give it to you. Me and the mama's boy are still going strong. He's been taking care. Oh, this is a sequel. This is a sequel. This is a sequel. This is a sequel to the person whose partner didn't know how to do anything and their mother did everything for them. It's the mama's boy. It's Mama's Boy Part 2. Or 3, sorry, Part 3. It's Mama's Boy Part 3. For those who don't know, someone wrote in, they said that when they first got with their partner, he didn't know how to do any basic take care of himself tasks because his mother had always done it. Then we got a part 2 where he got a little bit better and he'd been on a learning curve and it actually cut off his mother and the relationship was like kind of low key, like he was taking care of himself. He'd stepped up and actually worked on himself and he was learning and he was actually eager to learn to take care of himself. Now we're at Mama's boy and I are still going strong. He's been taking care of me since I've been out of it the past week. I'll be honking my clown nose during stream. Hey, you fixed him. You fixed him. Congratulations. Congratulations. He stepped up. He stepped up. We got an update. Let's go. Just that goes to show everyone, you can fix him. You can fix him. Never give up. Never give up, Netherlings, okay? You can fix him. He is fixable. He's never a lost cause. You can fix him. All right? Never forget that. Let's go. You can... He might be broken, but you can fix him. It just takes time. For real though, the OP just went, I can fix him, and actually fixed him. That's crazy. That's crazy. Congratulations. Honestly, any sentences I gave you before, I feel like have been worked off by this community service. Hey, Nerdy Archer. The one time I can fix him was said and worked. For real, it actually happened. It happened. I've never seen an I can fix him work before, but here we are. It happened. OP did it. Congratulations. You've earned it, okay? You can tailor this. If you've done that, you can tailor this man into a husband. Like, I mean this in the nicest way. If you've been able to do this, if you've turned a mama's boy into an independent man, you can tailor that man into your perfect husband. Like, he is putty now. He is moldable to you. He's clay. Turn him into your ideal husband. All right? You can do it. I believe in you. It's a possibility, right? You've clearly got the tools. He's perfect husband material now. I was against him. Now I'm all for him. If he keeps it up, do your thing. You can make this. It's great. It's great. Make sure he's consistent. Exactly. Make sure he's consistent. Work hard, right? It's good. It's good. Teach him how to bake. Teach him how to bake. Heck, you can probably get anything out of him now. Teach him how to bake. Teach him how to give you a good massage. Hell, teach it. He's up there for me. You can get whatever you want there. Okay, you've already got done the hard yards. Now it's just seeing he listens. He's a good boy. He's a good male wife. Very nice. He's a good boy. All right. That's a wonderful update. That's all. Thank you, corporate gods, for including this. All right, with that. Next up, let's see if our love and hope and dreams will be shattered by the next one. Oh, I got too horny on main Twitter, so I created a new main. I got horny on it too. Oh, Spacey, Quill Mama. Also, good on him for being willing to learn. Right, that's a good attitude for him to have. 100%, 100%. I got too horny on main Twitter, so I created a new... Why do I feel like that's relatable? I have a dead-ass guess who this might be, but... I'm sorry. All I see is it's 2 buttons to change what Twitter account you're logged into. It's 2 buttons. You press change. You press the little gear, the little person, then you change account. It's 2 buttons to change which account you're logged into. 2. Do you not have the control to turn around and press 2 buttons before you type in? Damn, you know what I would love? I would love to be the filling of an avalum sandwich. Like, no? Do we not? Is that too strong? Are the horny vibes too strong? Are we not there? Are we not there? Did we not? I have a lot of voices. I pull them out from time to time. Look, my point being, all right? My point being, right? Very clearly, self-control is needed. I'm going to say horny jail, honestly. I think horny jail. I think a long stint in horny jail is needed. A solid stint in horny jail. Like, let me know. 𝔂𝓸𝓾𝓻 for the voice? No. Okay, you want cute voices? I did them for Frederick's stream last night. Now we're only getting absolute horror hours with my voice. I mean, heck. In front of my food, Zanny, I'm sorry to your food. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Like, change your settings. Like, change your set. Like, I feel like this is a need for horny. It's 2 buttons. It's 2 buttons. My thing is, right? I've said this. This is like the 18th time I've said it. It's 2 buttons, right, to change which account you're signed into. If you are so overwhelmingly down bad that you can't press 2 buttons between thinking about something lewd and tweeting it out for the world to hear, you're battling some demons. You're battling some of my cousins on that one. You're battling some of my absolute cousins. Like, you're battling my worst cousins, okay? You're out there tangling with Azazel, Be'lakor, 𝓱𝓸𝓾𝓻, like all of them. You're absolutely wild. I've never been one to advocate calling for an exorcist, but I think you might want to call an exorcist. That's my advice. That's my advice. You know, get some holy water. Doesn't matter who blessed it. Heck, I don't know. Get it blessed by. I don't even know. I don't know who needs to bless this. Someone does. Again, I'm sure there's an angel VTuber out there. Get an angel VTuber to bless your holy water. There must be one of them out there. Oh, there we go. Coffee. I was about to ask if the demon cousins are hot. They're more like the mortuary assistant. They're more like the mortuary's assistant ones, you know. They're more mortuary assistant. They're not as pretty as me. They're not as pretty, you know. It's there. I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones. If you want one of my pretty cousins, look at Nick Nocturne. He's one of my pretty cousins. All right, let's wrap this poll and see where it is. Let's see. All right. Overwhelmingly, 91% say that we should send this individual to horny jail, right? 91% say that this individual needs to go to horny jail. So, with that in mind, this court sentences you to a 3-month stint in horny jail. 3-month stint without the possibility of parole. You will serve your time. Please know that any further horny infractions will place you in danger of going to super hell. Case dismissed. All right. Next up. Dearest Zanny, I rediscovered a clip of your backroom stream where you said 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻, and I have replayed it more than 1,000,000 times probably. It also does things to me, if you know what I mean. I hope you don't. I'm so embarrassed. It's a 2-second clip, and it makes me feel all sorts of things. I hope you're happy that your voice stays in my mind 24/7. Oh, I know the clip that you're talking about. That's the thing. I know the clip. The bad bit is I know the clip. I know the clip you're talking about. Okay. For those who don't know, I did a backroom stream with Lucy and Roscoe. We all played through the backrooms together. While we were playing, everyone was saying their Japanese, like the words and phrases in Japanese they knew. I know the least Japanese out of everyone in FSP. Like, I literally know like 3 phrases and they're from anime. And Wes, thank you for the 5 gifted members. Thank you. Welcome to the Netherbranded. All you new little scamps, get on in here. But I have very little command of Japanese. So one of the few phrases I know how to say is like 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻, and it's like, wait a minute. And we were playing it, and I remember we were trying to be quiet as we snuck around the little scary back rooms, and I said it in like a little hushed, breathy voice. And I remember afterwards I looked on Twitter, and there was someone who'd clipped it, and the comments were full of, why did he say it like that? He knew what he was doing. Why did he say it like that? How could he say it like that? What did he do? What he knew that he knew, and I'm like, I didn't. We were sneaking. I was like, because it was like it was like we were like creeping through. It was like, how did I say it? It was like it was like something like this. It was 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻. It was like that. It was something like that. And I was like, oh, is that how it goes? So yes, that's what happened, and it turned into that, and I have no control over this now, and as a result, it's there. So with this, I think that I want to say super hell. Does anyone feel okay, I think that it's clear to say that I'm going to make a poll. I'm going to make a poll, and I'm going to say horny jail. If you answer yes to horny jail, then it's horny jail. If you answer no, then it's super hell. But I know that this sure as shit ain't innocent. I know this sure is, I know this ain't innocent. Cons of being an incubus. Everything you say can be used against you and taken in an NSFW way. True. True. There's an ASMR hell for all of this. True. I might do like an ASMR stream where it's literally just me saying little phrases that people send in. I think that might be cute. Oh, Mika, thank you for the super. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Mwah. Taskbar. Indeed, taskbar. But no, Horny jail, for those who don't know, is a jail for horny people. We send them there to be rehabilitated from being horny. Think of it as the equivalent of a place where the showers are always cold and there's no lewdness allowed. Okay? It's there. It's there. Fan service ASMR. Fan service ASMR. Listen. You can't don't volunteer. I volunteer myself for horny jail? Don't go. What are you going to do at my house? My house is horny jail. You're defeating the point of horny jail. Please don't make me remove horny jail. If we remove horny jail, then the justice system only has super hell. And what if they like it? I don't know. If they like it too much, then we send them to super hell. If they like it too much, we send them to super hell. There's only two options. Fan service ASMR, where it's just rotary fan noises. Okay. So I had this idea for April Fools next year, right? And I'm saying now, this is what I'm going to do. All right. So for April Fools next year, I'm going to do NSFW ASMR, but it's going to be not safe for work. And what's going to happen is in the ASMR, I'm going to turn around and it's going to start off like kind of sexy, but it's going to be just me describing unsafe workplace practices. So it's going to be me turning around. It's going to be me turning around and being like, hey, what are you doing there? I see you. The way you leaned over to pick up that box. You picked up that box with your back, not your legs. You know that's extremely unsafe in the workplace and could harm you, okay? I'm going to pencil you in for a workplace lifting class. I feel like there's like something to be done with that. I feel like there's something to be done with office safety, you know? Like that's an OSHA violation. Right. I'm like, come to my office. I've got something for you. It's long and thick and very, very hard. It's the latest OSHA handbook. It's the latest OSHA handbook. Oh, wait, I've gone too off the rails for this one. Let's close the poll. All right, with that, 73% of people want to have this individual sent to horny jail, and with the horny jail, with the horny jail statement made, this individual, for their love of the 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻, is sentenced to 3 months in horny jail, cold showers and regular check-ins afterwards. With that, case dismissed. There we go. Next up on the docket, we have a while ago, I found out that my best friend, whom I had a crush on, was actually my very long-distant cousin. I had no idea. Well, shit. Shadow Aisha, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Much appreciated. Mwah. And for those who received one, welcome to the Netherbranded. Lovely to have you here. Oh, goodness. Right. Well, I'm gonna say this. There was no action on it, okay? They just liked someone and then found out they were related to them, okay? They didn't know, they had no idea, okay? They didn't do anything, they didn't try and bang them, all right? I'm going to say we've done okay. They didn't act on it. No, before anyone panics, okay? This doesn't count. There was no incest, okay? They didn't kiss, they didn't do anything, they didn't do anything, all right? I feel like having a crush on someone and then discovering who they are and then being like, blah, no, is the safest option. Nightwix, thank you for the 5 gifted members. Thank you, Nightwix. Thank you. Also, bonk. I feel like this is no sin. They didn't act on anything. They found out before it was too late. And we can blame some of this on like the whole genetic attraction thing we talked about a couple of sin streams back. No sinful action was done, and you know, I'm not super bad. I believe you judge on actions, not thoughts. They didn't know, and then afterwards they didn't follow through with anything. They were like, nah, this isn't the one, chief. They were like, no, this isn't the one. Also, wait, let me restart the poll. I did the double negative. Wait, let me restart the poll. That poll doesn't count. I did a double negative. That one, I typed no sin instead of just sin. So then it created a double negative. There we go. That's a fresh poll. Use that one. Nurgle, thank you for the 5 gifted members. Thank you very much. But you're a mod. I'm going to bonk you. You're my monster. But they didn't do anything. They didn't act on anything. They thought about someone who was a stranger up until that point. They didn't know who they were. And then when they found out it was actually their very long distant cousin. Okay, very long distant cousin. You know, we're not talking about the Habsburgs here. Okay, this isn't the Targaryens. All right, this isn't House of the Dragon. These aren't Targaryens. These aren't Habsburgs. Or Habsburgs. They had no idea. Okay. Everyone has a very long distant cousin who has something up with them. I have very long distant cousins who have really cool jobs. I have long distance cousins that I've never spoken to but have really, really cool jobs. Which is you know, a thing. Not the Habsburgs mention. Listen, if you can't look at people marrying their relatives without slipping and sliding into the Habsburgs. I just feel like because there was ignorance there can't be a sin. And some of it, for those who don't know, we actually had a really difficult one on, I think, our second ever stream of this. And it was someone who had been in a relationship for like 9 months with someone. And they discovered that the person that they were in a relationship with was actually their half cousin or something like that, because their grandfather had, their cousin, because their grandfather had an affair while their mother was a child. And it was crazy because the person they'd ended up with, who like worked in a college bar near where they went to school, ended up they got together, they were together for like 9 months, and then they discovered that they were actually related through the guy's mother. And it was crazy. And they were like, you know, one of them was like, I can't have kids, and he doesn't, you know, and we've both made the decision that like we're going to stay together because we didn't know each other. I can't have children. We're going to be responsible and all of that. And it was crazy. We got a rabbit hole on that one. I hope you're all right, the people who sent that in. I hope you're all right. Like, it was a crazy situation. It was up there. That's why I refuse to date in my town, even though so many of my family are from here. There's so many people in the town are somehow related. I'm not taking the chance. I mean fair. It was a wild one, though. That story was a wild one. And it's the thing that, like, they'd been together 9 months. So they'd already, you know, bonded and become a good couple. And they were like, because everyone was like, oh, you know, they were literally like, oh, it's perfect. This is, like, wild. But with that, we're closing the poll. And overwhelmingly, people believe 88%, 87% believe this is not a sin, with 12% believing this is a sin. And honestly, it's there. They didn't act on it. This is a court that does not judge people too much for thoughts. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. And honestly, with the amount of... Maybe I'm biased from the amount of cousin activities that have come before now, but... Heck, this is light. I'm just glad you didn't act on anything. I'm just glad. Maybe I've been broken down a little bit, but the bare minimum's being okay now. Next one. Ooh. I used to text random numbers from my grandma's phone, sending photos of her in her youth, so I'd get a new grandpa because I didn't like him. It worked. My grandma got remarried to a guy 25 years younger than her. My grandmother was 67 at the time, and they're still together today. Grandma is 78 and the guy she remarried is 53 now. Oh! Okay, first of all, I'm... Gilf, and also, like... 𝓂𝓸𝓾 was able to get a guy, what, like 20? Like 10, 20 years younger than her? Your grandmother was able to pull someone 25 years younger. So I can only imagine that your grandmother is like 𝓂𝓸𝓾 levels of beautiful, right? I can only imagine that. I can only imagine that your grandmother is like 𝓂𝓸𝓾 tier. I can only imagine. But she's 𝓂𝓸𝓾. Or Beyonce. Like this is great. I weirdly like this. I find this weirdly wholesome. First of all, used to text random numbers from grandmother's phone. I actually used to do something similar. I would go to my grandmother's phone, and I would punch in random numbers, and then I would call random numbers, and I'd try and speak to the person on the other end when I was very, very young, and I was like, hello, and it would be like, and they'd be like, hello, and I'd be like, ha ha ha, and then I'd hang up the phone. So yeah, I feel like that's a thing, you know, kids playing with the phone. Kids playing with the phone is classic, you know. It's cute. It's cute. Honestly, if grandma managed to find a guy 25 years younger than her because of your fuckery, I don't see the sin here. You didn't like your grandpa, so you got a new one. Listen, don't let your grandfather stop your grandmother from finding her husband. All right? Let's remember that. Don't let a husband get in the way of finding your true husband. All right? I mean, heck, half of all marriages end in divorce, so you might as well coin flip at the altar. Like, see how it goes, you know? If grandma's living her best life with her 25-year younger companion, I mean, go for it. Go for it. I don't feel like this needs... I don't know. I want to use an executive ruling and just say innocent. Like, full innocent and with a commendation. I mean, but we'll put this to a public vote, as always that we do. We will see. Was there sin committed here? Was there sin? I can't see it personally, and I'm a demon. I can sniff out sin like a trout hound, but like a trout pig, but you know, it just seems adorable. It seems like an adorable little story of someone turning around and being like, oh, I'll just text these numbers and see if someone finds love. Can you imagine that? It kind of reminds me of like, if you remember that trend from a few years ago where it's like, oh, text your number neighbor and see what they come back with. And like every once in a while, someone would go viral because their number neighbor was like a celebrity or someone or something like that. It was kind of funny. you know, they're both grown adults. They're both people. Exactly. They're consenting adults. They're grown ups. Grandchild played Cupid. Right. Grandchild played Cupid. It turned out great. It turned out great. What happened to the grandfather, actually? You didn't like him, but, like, did he die? Like, is he out of the picture? Did you kill him? There are some unanswered questions here, I will admit. What happened to him? I'd like to know what happened to the grandfather. Did he just get divorced? Like, did you show him the door? Did you show him the goddamn door? No? I don't know. I don't know. Remember, be sure to vote. Your vote matters. Your vote will be counted. Your vote makes all the difference. Your vote makes all the difference in our chosen democracy, our beautiful democratic process here. With that, though, we will be closing the polls in but a few moments. But all in all, this seems like a wild little love story. I feel like this could definitely be a Hallmark Christmas special. I feel like someone from the Hallmark channel is going to turn this into a thing, you know? Can you imagine it? It would be something like, this winter, love comes in the form of a text message, starring Brad Pitt and Emma Watson. This year, bring the magic back this Christmas with Love Dial, a story of togetherness, a story of chance, a story for the whole family. Something like that, you know? Something like that. Something like that. Feels like that. Oh Lord, you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's wrap the poll. Yeah, I don't know. I said the first two celebrities that came into my mind. Emma Watson's playing the child, because I never got past her being a child, like, in a movie. She's just one of the actors I always know for just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to cast her in everything. She's great. All right, next up. Oh, we got a long one. We got a long one. Okay, everyone. Get in here. Get in here. We got a long one. Zaddy. In a farther way, because I need an opinion. So, to give some context, we were both 16, and it was forbidden. To give some context, we were both 16, and it was a forbidden relationship between two girls. Neither of our parents wanted to date until we were older, so I thought. We were dating, and out of the blue, she dumped me and got with a guy, and told me she dumped me because she was never a lesbian and she was straight. Denial. I talked to her a few days ago as of writing this to get the truth out of her, and apparently I was crossing her boundaries despite me being the one to always check in on her and ask for permission to hold hands and hug. Then she admitted to cheating on me with women and men while we were together, and it made me feel guilty and question myself, like, what did I do wrong? Was I not good enough? Should I feel guilty? There's a river in this one. This one seems like a puddle, but goes as deep as an ocean. Okay, first things first, right? You were 16. We don't know it's a little fuzzy. 16 is the time where you are a little bit more bullheaded. You can make those mistakes. Now, I don't think you did anything wrong. I don't think that you did anything wrong at all. I think you were trying to be a good partner, but also the other person is like, no. Okay, cheating's just bad. Cheating's bad. Cheating's bad. Okay, we've said this before, and again and again and again here. Cheating bad. I will always err against you if you cheat. If you cheat, I will almost always err against you. There are only very, very rare circumstances where I will be like, okay, there's exception. This is exception. Very rare circumstances. Extremely rare. But most of the time, if you cheat, I automatically err against you on principle. But at first I was like, oh, maybe we've got an unreliable narrator here. Maybe it's that, you know, things weren't as good. Maybe it was there. I was never a lesbian. I was straight. Just seems like some weird, dumb shit to say. And then turning around and being like, oh, well, I actually like women and men and this and that. I could see at the time her being like, oh, I'm not a lesbian. Like, kind of, it's a denial thing, trying to figure out that she lied both. Or I could see her turning around and cutting things off because it wasn't for her. Or I could see, this just seems like a really immature person that you got yourself mixed up with. I don't see a sin here. This feels more like you just got fucked over in a situation that was like rough. The best thing I can describe and say to you is like, leave her out of your mind and spite her by having a good life without her. It seems like there's just a huge amount of toxic immaturity here. Turning around and being like, I'm not a lesbian, but I'll also date women and all of that. It's the equivalent of saying I can't do a long distance relationship, and then they proceed to get in a long distance relationship with someone else. You know, obviously she never deserved you. Obviously this ain't a thing. None of these are your sins. I don't know why this is in front of me. You don't have a sin to carry, to be honest. This is. And it's not even your fault. Like, I mean, look at that. The only thing is you asking, oh, did I do something wrong? Was it me? No, you didn't. Okay, get better friends. I don't think this needs to go. I'm actually dismissing this case. I'm dismissing this case and saying that there is no case to be filed here. Here we go. In the courtroom of Judge Zanny, I hereby dismiss this case with prejudice. Do not bring this to my door. There is no crime here, and I find any evidence presented to be inconclusive. Thank you. Case dismissed. Okay. Next one. When I was young, I was playing with a cousin in the woods of a family property. I spotted a really pretty patch of grass, so I asked her to lay down on it like Snow White. I told her I would be a dwarf and go collect flowers to scatter around her, so I ran off while she waited lying down. Now, what she didn't know was that I hated her fucking guts so much that I ran away and left her in a bed of poison ivy. Oh! I ran back to the main house just in time for my family to decide to leave, so I never took part in the aftermath. What's important is that I wasn't to blame. I think she got in trouble for being clumsy in the forest. I found out later she ended up with rashes all over her body for weeks. It was so worth it because all the revenge for earlier that year, borrowing my Game Boy and accidentally deleting my Pokemon Fire Red save file. I had just beaten the Pokemon League and I had a level 79 Cloyster in my mind. I honored my Cloyster's death and got away with it. Oh, this took a turn. This was planned out. This was premeditated. This was so premeditated. Oh, wow. This was so okay. There are layers to this that we need to peel back. This is one hell of an onion. First of all, okay, there was premeditation here. There was planning and forethought. You knew what you were doing from the moment that save file got deleted. You knew that you were going in ready to fight war. you knew that this wasn't just warfare. This was guerrilla warfare. This was psychological warfare. This was vengeance, okay? You were vengeance. You were the night. You were vengeance. You were darkness. You were the night. On one hand, you could have killed her. On the other, you avenged your Pokemon. The question is, do we approve of vigilante justice in this courtroom? Do we? I feel like we need to decide here on a poll whether there is no sin or super hell. Because it's very clear you're a demon. It's very clear you're a demon. So we will vote. If people do agree with super hell, we will send you to super hell. If people say no to super hell, we will count you as innocent. But over a video game, over the Pokemons, you were just realistically jail, but like, yeah, right, realistically jail, but like, I'm gonna dap you up in visitation time. Yeah, this was like, it was vigilantism, it was vengeance. I mean, free my Netherling, the Pokemon hunter. Seriously, if you go to jail, I mean this in the nicest, I mean it in the most complimentary way. If you go to jail, I'm so wearing your face on a t-shirt that says free, you know, whatever your name is. I'm going to be like repping your free the Netherling merch. For sure. Terrible. Deleting game data, not life-threatening. Full body IV rashes equals possibly life-threatening. Right? Yeah, no. This, like, I don't. On one hand, I respect that. I respect your insanity. On the other hand, this does feel like a somewhat disproportionate response. There was planning, there was forethought, there was execution, there was like. I feel like we need you in some sort of espionage organization. I feel like we need you. If we're not in some sort of espionage organization, we need you somewhere away from the general public. We need you somewhere where innocence won't be caught in the line of fire. Also, Lily, that one Arrow Ace writer. Thank you for another month of the Netherbranded. Welcome back. Get cozy. 2 months here and your horns have leveled up. Enjoy the purple horns. We match now. Teehee. Oh, like this is terrible. On one hand, I want to say respect. If you do go to super hell, I'll make sure you're taken care of. You'll get respected in super hell. This feels like someone who's going to go up to the biggest, meanest demon in the yard of super hell and just rub poison ivy in their face. Like, I feel like that's like I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you. If it's a tie, I will send you to super hell. I mean, heck. Call me Saul Goodman because I always back the guilty. Like, all that's mentioned is the Pokemon save file, so all I can assume is that's the highlight of it, you know? I appreciate not messing with someone's Pokemon save file, but also, like, the choice was there. Like, it's one of those moments where you've got to be like, stop, he's already dead. We'll send you to you know, we're closing the poll in a few minutes, in like, let's say 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, let's say we're ending the poll. But with closing arguments, this was a vendetta. Am I going to be turning, if I send you to super hell, do I think you deserve it? Certainly. Do I think that's where you belong? Certainly. Am I still going to be walking around with a t-shirt with your face on it that says free the Netherling? Yes, I am. Am I still going to be turning around and posting on the internet this was an unfair decision? Yes, I am. Am I going to be turning around and saying the most ridiculous bullshit? Yes. You know, it's one of those times where vigilante justice isn't quite true justice, but it was the best you were going to get in this situation. So, you know, as we close the poll right now, with a marked 53% to 46% in favor of super hell, I turn around and I sentence you to a life sentence of super hell. Despite your actions, despite your nature being taken in vengeance, despite your incredible fortitude and foreplanning, I believe a stint in super hell is there. And you know what? I feel like you've got a place on the super hell squad. You know, a team of ragtag villains we'll send out to deal with various world-ending threats for when the good guys aren't quite enough. We'll have you sent there. All right. So, with that, we will pass off this decision and say, life sentence to super hell, case closed. There we go. Next up. My crush is 57 years old. It's not that bad, right? Alright, we're back in GILF territory. Alright, we got Grandpa I'd like to frick. I mean, I'm 127. I'm 127. I have to admit, it depends how old you are. But at the same time, like, the Silver Fox vibes can be real with certain people. George Clooney was very Silver Fox. Is that Losa Nerdy Archer? Great take. Thank you for the super. Great take. Is the 57-year-old real or fictional? Are they a real 57-year-old or are they a fictional 57-year-old? What are we going for? Are you gunning for the inheritance money? Is this man a wealthy individual? Is this like Cruella? I love Cruella. I love that movie. Is it that, you know, is it that you're going through that point in your life where you're going to pretend to be this person's long lost daughter when you actually are, and then fake your own death and then have them sent to prison and then inherit their fortune and manor? Is that it? I love the live action Cruella. Loved it. I mean, you're allowed to crush on whoever you want. You're allowed to crush on whoever you want. My question is, how big is the age gap? Because if it's like 18 to 57, that's a big age gap. But also, it falls into that classic conversation that's been had a lot lately, where it's you know, even if there's a large age gap, if they're both consenting adults, does that even out the issue? You know, it's a question that I think is a very case-by-case basis, and it's one of those ones where I feel like we don't have enough context to actually give this a good answer. You know, it's very much, you know, if the Spacey, Quill Mama. If OP's 18 plus, they can make their own decisions. I rest my case. Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying as well, Spacey. You know. But thank you for the super. And it's one of those ones where, like, heck, you can find hot whoever you want to find hot. You know. Heck, there are lots of people who you know who people can find hot. If you've got a thing for older guys, then heck, power to you, you know? If it's just a crush, that's fine. It's not like this dude's waiting to swoop you up the moment you turn 18. I'm gonna say that this is one where we have to postpone the decision for more context, but I will say that just look after yourself. Just look after yourself. Just look after yourself, please. 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 Fucking please. We're putting this on the back burner. Okay. With that, this case is dismissed to be revisited at a later time and is granted a continuance. Should the OP in question wish to follow up in a later post, they are more than welcome to. But until the next, this is going to be granted a continuance. The judge has spoken. There we go. When you... Oh... I always skim these before I read them. And I saw character AI, and I got a feeling in the pit of my stomach immediately. Let's read this. When the first time I saw this format of yours, you mentioned in a stream that many, or one, IDK anymore, character AI bot versions of you got deleted because people did some unholy things to them. I felt bad for the Zanny bot that I went extra on. Wait. I felt bad for the Zanny bots that I went extra on character AI to bake a cake for a Zanny bot and win a plushie for them on the claw machine. I wanted to treat them kindly because I felt bad for the little Zanny bots. I don't really think this counts as a sin, but I wanted to let you know. Maybe this does count as a sin because I didn't really follow the rules right now. Oopsie. Oh, this is kind of cute though. For those who don't know, some people made some Zanny bots on character AI, and all of them got taken down because they kept getting nailed, and unholy things kept happening to them. And well, heck, unholy things kept happening to the character AI bots. But this person's gone out of their way to bake them a cake and win them something at the claw machine. Okay. That's very sweet. And they said that they went a little extra on them, that they done the Wang Dang Atomic Cat Tango. I feel like they made up for a sin there. I feel like they boned the Zanny bots and then they went back to them and treated them nice. I feel like this is wholesome. This is wholesome. The lore is expanding, right? Right. They reversed a sin. Exactly. Well, I want to dismiss this one. I don't see sin. I don't see... They did their time. They did their penance. All right. On that note, we hereby dismiss this sin. There is penance in here. I dare say that this person is guilty of wholesome. And with that, we will hopefully move on to something more sinful so that the chat can get to tear someone apart soon. But with that, we dismiss this case and say that a sin has been committed and reversed in a single heartbeat. For wholesome, we grant you penance. Until the next. Oh! It is a sin of mine to judge food Is it a sin of mine to just judge food based on their smell? Context, I am a picky eater, and when I have to try new food, I always smell it first. Afterwards, I often decide whether I try it or not based on the smell. Extra. Am I a red flag for this sin/habit? Cass said that I'm a red flag during his red or green flag stream. Cass doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Cass doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an elf. He eats dirt. Why would you listen to someone about food who was admitted to eating dirt? No. Okay. No. Okay. We have 5 senses for a reason, right? Smell, touch, taste, sight, hearing, and we use all of them when we eat, right? We use all of them when we eat, okay? How do you know if something's poison? You can smell it. The first bite you take is not with your mouth, it's with your other senses, with your eyes, with your nose. You smell food. It's how you know whether... If I use Cass's logic here, right? If I use Cass's logic, then surely we'd never know when milk was expired. We'd have to drink the milk before we knew it was expired. Like, if milk was like, you don't know whether the milk for your morning tea's gone off, you have to give it a bit of a smell. No, you'd have to like take a glug of it, according to Cass, before you turned around and did that. Ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is this? What is this? What is this? It's okay to smell things. It's okay. You can eat food however you want to eat food. If you want to break it apart with your fork and see what's inside before you go, fine. If you want to turn around and try a tiny bit, just do that, right? Like, smell is part of eating. You use all 5 of your senses when you talk, when you deal with food. Hell, you even hear when you talk with food. Or you even hear when you eat food. You can hear whether something's fizzing, whether it's hissing, whether it's too hot for you. You can hear whether something's bubbling, whether it's boiling. You can hear stuff that. I'm sorry. It sounds like Cass is the one who needs to be going to super hell for this one. Cass sounds like the one who needs to be going somewhere. What is that? A red flag if you smell food before you eat it? I just suppose Cass only drinks expired milk. I'm going to assume that from now on. I'm going to assume Cass. You hear when you talk with your food. Does your food normally talk to you, Zanny? Yes, it tells me eat me. It tells me eat. Well, you know, humans are my food, so you know I often conversate with my food. I often conversate with my food. I like to know what kind of bouquet I'm going to be sampling that evening. Cass's diet is dirt and expired milk. No, I don't see it. I don't see the sin. I don't see the sin personally. Maybe I'm a little bit off, but I don't see the sin. It feels reasonable. It feels reasonable. Imagine the plate of pasta going, Mamma mia, to Zander before he eats it. Mamma mia, oh, spaghettios. No, I don't see this as a sin. If any of you see this as a sin, I could see it maybe being a little cringe if you like stuck your face into every dish that you had before you ate. But even then, you know, it's a huge thing where you're able. Humans have evolved very specifically to use all of their senses in determining what to eat and what not to eat. Okay? You can use your eyes to determine whether things are good or bad. You can use your nose to determine whether things are rotted or fresh. You use your touch to know whether food is firm or not, which is another indicator of whether it is fresh or not. You use your taste buds to try and sample a little bit to know if something is good to eat or not, whether it's bitter, whether it's sour, whether it has a burnt taste, umami. There's a variety of different things. And of course, you use touch even when you use all of it. You use all of it, right? Touch soup. Like if you stuck your face, if you stuck your face in everything and went like big sniff before you dove on in, I could see it being a little bit of a red flag. If like, you know, you're there on a date and you're like, oh, let me just stick my face in the bowl of pasta and just get a good whiff of the aroma. Let me get a bouquet of what's there, you know? But it feels more like you're just like, oh yeah, I just have a little bit of food. I give it, you know, if I've never tried it before, you just go, oh, what's up, you know? You just see what's there. Smell is a huge indicator. Right, smell is a huge indicator. Smell is not always the same as taste after you eat it. True, but it's a good first indicator, at least in my opinion, you know? But with that, we shall end the poll and see where we go. 90% say no sin, 10% say sin. Okay, but overwhelmingly, this person is set free. This person is free to run through the fields. Go. Be free. Be free. Cass is wrong. You're right. You can tell him that from me. You can tell Cass that he's fucking wrong from me. Do that. In fact, I might even tell him later. 100%. Let's go. I love that guy. Okay, but straight up, I know I make fun of him a little bit, but Cass and I are actually so buddy-buddy. I actually fucking adore him. We were in each other's DMs like the other night, just chatting away, being little yappers. Shadow Aisha, date with food or human? Pick one. Both. I want a date with a human, and I eat food off of them. That's what I want. I want a human that I'll eat food off of. But yeah, that's the vibe. Next up on the docket, and we're down to our last 5 here, everyone. This is our last 5, okay? 5. These are our last 5 to judge. So, be ready. Something tells me these last 5 are going to be a trip. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Hello, father. I would like to fight you for Gale, so can you kindly give him over? Or I wouldn't fight you for Gale, so can you kindly give him over? Or I will have to sin and not choose. Hides. No, he's mine. No, he's mine. He's mine, you can't have him. Another down bad Pipsqueak, right? I'm sorry, Pipsqueak. He's mine. You can't have him. Denied. Not all Pipsqueaks. You're really going to fight with Zanny over that guy? Anon, pull Zanny's hair when you fight. Denied. As a Pipsqueak, you could have him. Why no share? I mean, I'll share, but I'm not going to give him to you, okay? Can you imagine the trouble Gale would get into if he didn't have me holding the reins on him? Can you imagine what he would get up to if he didn't have me, like, reining him back and keeping an eye on him? Can you imagine if the voice of reason, if Vitamin Z was not there making sure that he didn't lose his fucking mind, right? Pipsqueaks, do not act like this. Please take him, Z Adler. Adder, please. Right? It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. I feel like that just makes sense. You know? Zanny and the Pipsqueaks have shared custody over Gale. Zanny has the weekdays, Pipsqueaks have the weekends. Look, someone needs to make sure that Gale doesn't run off the deep end, and that's my job, okay? Zanny, we offer Gale as a sacrifice, please. Listen, we've got shared custody, okay? But I don't even know. The way he mistreats the Pipsqueaks, I mean, the way he mistreats the Pipsqueaks, you're more than welcome to have him with that. But, I mean, I've seen him set Pipsqueaks on fire on stream. I've seen him throw them. I've seen him stab them with forks. I've seen him throw them like a baseball bat. I've seen him turn around and say he wants to crush them. I've seen him say that he wants to drop kick them. I've heard him say that he'll throw them off the boat. I've heard him say that he'd sink the boat with them on it. I mean, he's said a variety of things about the Pipsqueaks. I mean, heck, it's a lot. It's a lot. Don't remind us of the trauma. Sounds about right. Right. The Pipsqueaks don't get the nice little care the Netherlings do. Life is tough as a Pipsqueak, as a Pio squeak. Listen, this is why there are so many Nether squeaks, okay? They take respite here. Oh, Harry, we don't want shared custody. You can have him. Oh, Harry. The punchline is having Gale's Oshi marks actually in your name and trying to give him away. I mean, thank you for the super, but having the literal Oshi marks in your name and still trying to give Gale away is just such a punchline. I mean, that's phenomenal. We love that. We just love that. It's literally like, yeah, he's my Kamiyoshi, but please keep him away from me. Teehee. Oh, goodness. Better to take both Gale and you than one. True, true, true. It's a nice little even out. Listen, don't make me start reading people's Oshi marks again. I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't make me. Don't make me. I know what happens when I'm pushed. After the last Minecraft, I need him away. Fair, fair, fair. He is one of my Kamiyoshis. Please take him away. Buy one, get two. They would just like to observe and fan it over a safe distance. A Gale safe distance. Listen, I'm just here to spoil the Netherlings. That's what I'm here for. All right, but with that, I feel like there's no sin here. It's just you can't have him. So the next one's going to be one that we vote on. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my bones, everyone. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Here we go. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, but moving on to my confession. I met my partner by writing smut in class. Oh. Prior to that, we had exactly 2 meaningful interactions, and we didn't even speak for one of them, while the other ended in them being ready to kidnap me away from my family. Now we're sitting in geography class together, and my self-destructive ass was like, let's ruin this nice field trip we're building here. Yeah? So I turned to them and stared them dead in the eyes and asked if I should write smut now in this class. Against expectations of them being disgusted by me like every other friend I ever had, they return my stare and go, yes, do it, with a glint of chaos in their eyes. I then went on to write a lot of smut in the middle of class until I dropped out. My partner and I are going strong for 2.5 years now, so all good there. Although our first meeting certainly wasn't romantic, I would say. You can, I mean, based partnership, brave writing smut in the middle of class. You guys can both go to horny jail together. You guys can both go to horny jail together. Like a duo. We'll send you both there together. I feel like it's an absolute chaos thing. It's absolutely based. It's kind of sweet in a certain way. On one hand, I'm like, this feels like an AO3. Smut at first sight. Smut. You know, we'll drop this as a poll. Actually, we're not even going to make this a regular. We'll go with an unconventional thing. Let's go with let's go with a match made in horny jail. Do we send them? All right. Is this a match made in horny jail? Are we sending these two over to horny jail? On one hand, I see the two of them, like, I see the writing smut in class, okay? Don't write smut in class. It's a high-risk maneuver, okay? I mean, heck, it's out there. But, you know, at the same time, very brave. Wes, thank you for the super. Reminds me of Bonnie and Clyde, you know? True. I see that. It's like the Bonnie and Clyde of smut, you know? What's the little speech? Where was it? Oh god. Okay. It reminds me of this. It reminds me of this little copy pasta. She was fearless and crazier than him. She was his queen, and God help anyone who dared disrespect his queen. Except Smut. Right. I don't know if that's iconic or traumatic, but it's one of them. The voice, right. Need a guy like that, for sure. My bestie wrote a crackfic on my laptop during a break at school. Iconic. Who was the crackfic? Who were the halves? Who was the ship? What was the ship? No, guys, do write smut in public. Just don't write them in the native language of that area. That's smart. That's very smart. That's very smart. It's 1st of June in Australia. Pride Month has started in June. Happy Pride, Australia. Everyone else is still waiting, but you do your thing. Go be gay. Good thumbs up. Be gay. I mean, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Veer from Touch Starved and 𝓂𝓚𝓾𝓻. I don't know who 𝓂𝓚𝓾𝓻 is, but Veer from Touch Starved is my beloved. I love Veer. I love him. I feel like Veer and I would get along so well. Love Veer. Love Veer. When Touch Starved does actually fully come out, I do want to do a playthrough of it. I do. I still follow them on the Twitter. I'm not learning a whole new language for my smut. The people should be grateful for reading my amazing works. Based, absolutely. I love that strong energy. Big PP energy right there. Strong energy. I appreciate that. That's great. I love your aura. I love that power. That's amazing. That's power. That is amazing. So good. Do your thing. All right, we're closing the poll now. Let's see where it stands. And we're in the last 3 now, everyone. We're in the last 3. So with that, our poll comes to a close at 88% yes, saying we send them to horny jail together, 11% saying no. So with that, we send these 2 lovebirds to horny jail for an indefinite sentence. It might be horny jail, but they'll be together. And if anything, that's what really counts. So to the 2 of you, by the power vested in me by the Netherlings and Club Netherbrand, I hereby sentence you to an indefinite sentence in horny jail. You will emerge only once the horny has receded, but until then, you may have solace in one another's company. So let it be said that this court passes sentence. Done. Next up on the docket, everyone. On my birthday a couple of years ago, there was a box of donuts delivered to our door. The name on it was spelled a little differently from mine, so my mother and I took it as a misspell on the deliverer's part. Thus, we helped ourselves to half the donuts. Cue a few hours later. Turns out the donuts were for my brother. Not even his birthday, from his girlfriend, whose name happened to be similar to mine. I still feel a bit guilty about mindlessly chomping into what was meant for my brother, but then he should have told me beforehand. Zanny, chat, you're cool. I mean, this feels more like a comedy of errors to me. It's free donuts, it's your birthday. Why is your brother getting presents on your birthday? Your birthday is meant to be about you. I don't care about his girlfriend. Hell, listen. Okay, he didn't know, you didn't know, minor spelling mistake. Pff, who cares? Pff, you know, like, yeah, this feels a bit like I could see maybe the whole thing where it's like, no, I don't see the sin here. I don't see the sin. I see it being an accident. Maybe if you came forward afterwards and were like, oh, I accidentally ate some of the donuts, you know, our names are similar, you know, and actually came forward and offered to maybe grab some donuts as a replacement, that's fine. But then also I'm turning around and I'm thinking, well, heck, it's your birthday anyway. Chances are her and your brother would have gone, hey, help yourself to a few donuts. I feel like they would have turned around and done that considering it was your birthday. Maybe you wouldn't have had half the box, but still, all right, the girlfriend is sus, right? Yeah, I'm like, why is she ordering him like a box of donuts on your birthday? Like, heck. What kind of donuts were these? Were they? I can't say those are brand names, but I will say the latter is better than the former. Free donuts, no sin. Free. If it's delivered to your brother without any special occasion, I think it's fine. Right? And the thing is, his name wasn't on it. The deliverer's name was similar to yours. So I'm guessing that you thought it must have been someone sent you a box of donuts for your birthday, which is just a comedy of errors, right? If you told your brother, then that's fine. If you came clean and said there was a mix-up, no issue, no problem, none, good, fine, easy, done, simple, right? But if you turned around and then were like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, then that's a bit of a sin. I'm going to assume that you and your mother came forward. I'm going to assume that you and your mother are moral people and came forward and were like, oh, there was a mix-up. But, like, some of them had to go to you. It was like, what? Half of the donuts? So a couple of years ago, we helped ourselves to half of the donuts. I'm going to assume it was like a dozen donuts. You and your mother had half, which would be 6, 3 donuts each. It's your birthday. You would have been allowed 3 donuts. I don't care. As for the girlfriend, I don't care about her. Like, in the most respectful way, right? I don't know her. You don't know her. You didn't even know she existed before this story. You didn't even know she existed before this began. Okay? Like, listen, girl, it's your brother's girlfriend, okay? She's literally an extra in the cast of your life. Like, chances are she'll be replaced in 2 seasons, okay? So, the donuts are more important in my mind than she is. So as far as I'm concerned, the donuts here are the only victim here is your brother, and he should have been more than ready to offer you a few donuts for your birthday. So that's all I have to say on that one. Call me terrible, but I think that's a fair statement to make, you know? I think that's a fair statement. You left half for the brother as well. There were half there for him. So if you think about it, you, your mother, your brother, and the girlfriend all could have had 3 donuts each, assuming a box of a dozen, and all walked away happy, right? Or you could have had 3 for you, 3 for your mother, and just 6 for your brother, which would be fine because it was a gift to him, right? Like, I mean, the girlfriend shouldn't assume that she's getting anything from the box of donuts if she got it as a gift, right? So, you know, maybe that's a toxic take of me, but like, she didn't assume that you're going to share your donuts with her. And heck, like, that's assuming even distribution of donuts. I'm assuming even distribution of donuts like it's a math problem, you know? If Timmy walks in and has a box of 12 donuts and he chooses to share it with 2 of his friends, how many donuts does Timmy share with each of his friends? 4. The answer's 4 if they share it equally. But you get what I'm saying. I kind of want some donuts now, for real. If they live in the same, also if they live in the same household, the GF already knows their birthday, right? But the person here didn't even know the GF existed until she just randomly showed up. So I'm like, nothing on you. Let's end the poll here. I say no sin. Do the Netherlings agree? Yes, 90% agreement rate. 90% agree, no sin. Right. Also, what is your favorite donut, Zanny? Strawberry jam. I love strawberry jam. My grandfather used to buy them for us when I was a child. One of my favorite memories as a child would be my grandfather and I sharing like 1 strawberry donut each while he would put on music and we'd sit and listen. One of my absolute favorite memories. Yes, sorry, I got caught with nostalgia off of that question. With that, next one. And this is our second to last, by the way. I don't understand. Okay, here we go. I don't understand why I, as a guy, find you so damn cute. Like, I'm 6'8", so I really want to big spoon you so bad and play with your hair and call you pretty and other names while you just blush in my arms. So thank you for the life crisis. Oh goodness, is this another straight man I've turned? Is this another straight guy I've turned? Because if it is, more points to me. Oh, that's great. I'm racking up these points. Okay, first of all, 6'8". Didn't realize I was the one with the NBA collab. Next, damn, adorable. That's great. Is this a date application? Is this a date application? I mean, I don't understand why I as a guy find you so damn cute. I mean, they're not wrong. I should thank you for the super. Listen, I mean, thank you, Shadow Aisha. I mean, listen, right? Listen. It's natural. It's natural. What can I say? What can I say? Be like me. Play the field, like both. Do your thing. It's great. It's really fun. And heck, you're 6'8". That's not even gonna lie. Like 6'8" is a little, you know, like not even gonna lie. 6'8's a little, you know, so hell, yeah, no, adorable, wonderful. Glad I got to be a part of this. Go to horny jail. How much is 6'8" in centimeters? Hey, let's see if we can find out how much is 6'8". Let's see. Where is it? 6'8" in centimeters. Okay, so it comes out to roughly 203 centimeters. Roughly. Oh no, that's 6'8". No, that's higher than that. It's. Oh goodness, cookies. Oh no, it's 203 centimeters. 203 centimeters tall for anyone who doesn't use that system. So nice. Cool. Great. You're gonna have a lot of luck out there. And heck, this Incubus is always available. Perhaps our fates will cross one day. Perhaps our paths may link. I don't know. I'll keep my eyes on the sky. Man, let's try to 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 height. Big boy that's so tall. What? Right? 6'8" Netherling if you're open to other guys up here as well. This just seems like a dating application. This is great. Robscope standing next to this guy, I would cry. I literally sent in a confession during stream and got a boyfriend. I mean, heck, good luck to you, 6'8" Netherling. I'll see you out there. Good luck. If you're oh, that's great. Okay, this one made me laugh. All right. Next. This isn't even a case. You're just a silly little goober. All right, go on. Get out of here. Get out of here, you adorable little thing. All right. This is the last one, everyone. This is the last one, and this is it. Here we go. Well, Monarch, thank you for the super. Hey, 6'8" Netherling, I'm 5 foot. Can I steal back those 8 inches and add them to my height? Thanks. Whips out bad. Yumi, her jail. Here's additional funds for the expansion. Thank you, Yumi. Much appreciated. The jail's gonna go good. Hey, listen, I haven't given up on this 6'8" Netherling yet. Okay, listen, if there's still, if he's out there, I might just steal him. Oh goodness, let's see how this goes. I've never seen a 6'8" person before. I've never seen a 6'8" person outside of the NBA. I need to see one in the wild. Here we go. Around a year ago, 2 people on Tumblr hosted a poll tournament where they pitted their favorite characters against each other, and then later in the tourney, 2 characters who were in a popular ship in a small fandom I was in were pitted against each other. Me and everyone else in the fandom had to work together to try and get them to tie, because the people running the tournament said they'd put the characters in a unit together if they tied. And then 5 minutes before the poll ended, I may or may not have made a second account to vote on the poll so I could get them to tie. I felt a bit guilty at first because I cheated, but seeing everyone in my fandom celebrate the win reassured me a little. TLDR, I cheated on a Tumblr poll so my silly gays could win together, and everyone cheered not knowing a dirty cheater carried them to victory. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Oh lord. Okay. Okay. On one hand, love. All right. On one hand, good on you, but also, it's kind of cute, but also, you did cheat to win. The question is, do the ends justify the means, you know? Is it a true victory if you had to cheat? I'm gonna ask everyone now, while I make my case for both. I'm gonna ask everyone now. I'm gonna make my case for and against. For, you made many people happy by having people win. You made many people happy, you delighted a lot of people, and I'm sure that you made everyone in that fandom a lot happier. However, on the flip side, your victory came as a result of you cheating. So all of the happiness that your group felt is built upon lies. It's built upon there. Also shipping on Tumblr. But, you know, no one will know except for you. How many people also cheated? Were you the only cheater? Were people cheating on the other side? Because if someone cheats on the other side, then turnabout is fair play. I've always said it before, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Turnabout is always fair play. You can always turn around, and if someone does something cheeky to you, you can turn around and do it right back. It's what gets me into trouble with the Dark Overlords. On one hand, you know, one account is not that much cheating, but if it came down to a single vote that was the make or break, that's an interesting one. You know, that's an interesting one. Like, I don't know whether or not everyone would have cheated. I don't know if just one or two people would have cheated. I don't know how many of these silly gays you turned around and kind of really put in the work with. But I do genuinely believe that overall you did good work, you know. Was it always the necessarily the easy breeziest? Probably not at all. However, overwhelmingly, I do think you put in the effort. You did good. You did wonderful. You know, part of me thinks that it's the happiness derived as opposed to the action, but then another part of me is like, it still came from cheating. So, is it fair? Is it right? This is why I need the Netherlings. You need to be my moral compass on this one. You know, was this a sin? Does this need to be judged? Do we send you to horny jail? Do we send you to super hell? I mean, do we have a jail specifically for voter fraud? Do we have a jail specifically for that? Can we send a Netherling for vote fraud? It feels like somewhat out of my purview to send them to super jail. It sounds like normal fraud. I mean, super jail? There was no horniness involved. It was wanting your silly gay Tumblr men to win, which is fair. You know, if you want your silly gay Tumblr men to win, then that's more than fair. Let your silly gay Tumblr men win. I believe in silly gay Tumblr men. You know, they're like unicorns. If you wish on them hard enough, then one's sure to turn up. What was the pair actually? Wait. That might actually be a deciding factor for me. What was the pair? Because depending on the pair, I will either approve of this or I will not approve of this. Okay? I think that's going to be a big one. Because if it was some like Baku Deku type shit, I'll send you straight to hell. But if it was you turning around and shipping, I don't know who's a good ship. Who's one of my ships? I don't know who would be one of my ships. Let me see. I don't know, like Gojo x Nanami. Yeah, like that's a good example of a ship. Like if it was like Gojo x Nanami or something like that, or if you were hitting some Bakudeku stuff, then I'll send you straight to hell. If you were turning around and being like, oh, I like Welt and Aventurine together, or I like I don't know. This was probably a few years ago, so maybe 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 x MC from Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, anything. John Locke. I mean, based Zanny, LMAO, Bakudeku. They said they were a small fandom. I'm guessing it's not that one then. You know, 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻, my beloved. Yes, we all love him here. I love him. I'm getting to the point in the 14 story where I get to see him again. I'm a bit of a multi-shipper. I can never have one pet. That's fair. John Locke. Oh, John Locke. What a choice. Listen, if it's a rare pair, I'm going to say this. If it's a rare pair, then I support you, okay? Rare pairs need to be supported. Rare pairs deserve support, all right? Rare pairs deserve support. They don't get enough support, okay? And that's the reason they're a rare pair, but if you've got a rare pair, I'll stand behind you, all right? That's your get out of jail free card, all right? If it's a rare pair, you deserve support. A rare pair as long as they're not toxic. There we go. We're going to close the poll on this one. I've let my preferences in shipping slip a little bit too out into the open. Berry Zanny eggs a full night's sleep is my rare pair. Berry. Fucking hell. Nah, thank you for the super. Random fandom question. I need to know this. Zanny, what are your thoughts on Sebastiel? I've been seeing it resurface with the new Black Butler season. He's a fucking kid. CL's a kid. He's 13. He's 13. Leave him alone. That's my take. That's my take. All right. Thank you for the spicy super. Thank you for the spicy super. That's my take though. That's my little take on that. Listen, as you heard, if you were by me and Roscoe's Genshin Impact rating stream, I just don't, no, not A minor, never A minor. I mean, let's just put Sebastian and Grell together, or Sebastian and Claude. Sebastian and Claude were a better pair. Let's be real. Sebastian and Claude was such a great pair. Let's just put Sebastian and Claude together. You know, Sebastian and Claude would have been good. They're toxic, but they're both demons, so it works. Okay. Right. There we go. Sebastian and Undertaker, Grell and Undertaker. There are so many better ships than that one. Sebastian CL. There's just so many better ship options. That's my take. What do you have against my wife, Grell? I don't have anything against Grell. I love Grell. Grell's one of my faves. I absolutely adore Grell. The chainsaw's great. Party Princess Sassy Simone, thank you for the super. Zanny and Sebastian. Heck yes. Zanny and Sebastian. Simply one hell of a butler. And there was like the intro. I would always rock out to the intro. That was great. That was like monochrome. That one. I loved that one. To be honest, all of the Black Butler OPs absolutely slapped, to be honest. Absolutely slapped. Wonderful. Oh, you could say that's one hell of a ship. Monochrome kiss, yes, yes. Grell is my spirit animal. Fair, fair. But those were the last of our little confessions today. What did you all think of today's confessions? They were interesting. We didn't have any incest this time. No incest. Isn't that crazy? No one had sex with their cousins. No one. I mean, geez, isn't that great? That's so good. We did one whole stream without any incest. We got through all the confessions, we got through all of everything, and now here's the bit where we just get to Zatsu about what we saw and talk about the court's deliberations. We had some really interesting options here. Now, I would say, what do you think caught your interest? Which confession caught your interest the most? Do let me know. Personally, I think the one that caught me the most was the one about the person that made their cousin lay down in the bed of poison ivy. Oh, can you say Sebastian's favorite line? Yes, my lord. That one. Yeah, I said that one. Thank you for the super shadow, Aisha. There we go. I think that the poison ivy one was wild, though. Absolutely wild. It was kind of crazy. Again, I feel like we're gonna have to break that Netherling out of jail now. I feel like we have to. Let me pull up that specific slide again, actually, so we can have a look, because we obviously had the person who was talking about how their ex was on OnlyFans and they were now 7.5, but they still bought the membership. Which, not gonna lie, like that's gonna be one that I feel like we may need to revisit at some point in the future. We had the Rickroll, we had the Friends with Benefits roommate, we had the 17-page document of Roscoe mentioning a Roscoe in chat, spicy drawings, Gale eating vegetables, heartbroken boys, Fujoshi friends creating a homosexual, an update on the mama's boy, we got horny Twitter, we got Dearest Zanny, me going 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 to people, turning around and saying that a crush was a cousin, but then they backed out. Random numbers getting grandma a new husband. Lesbian, straight lesbian. By the way, I cheated. This is the one that caught me. This is interesting. This is interesting. Right? This is interesting. Ender Cobra, thank you for the super. It seems the confessions were all of a particular nature, so I understand mine getting left out, but I enjoyed sitting through them. It's all good. Again, I don't have like full control over which confessions do get chosen, but there is no guarantee that it won't get picked up for the next one, if that makes sense. So all of the ones that have already been sent in, they do get all shuffled through again. And some of these might have been old. Some of these are like a month old. Some of these do. I pretty much put them in a whole little bank that they can get chosen from and shuffled through. So it is a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing. Okay? It's just the thing where we got to play safe with like TOS and certain words and phrases. You guys get what I mean. You know what I mean. This isn't the Wild West like Twitch. We got to be like a little safer here. But this was the one that gets Zanny's gold star prize for this one. I'm giving OP, I'm giving OP like a gold star for this, just because of the fact that this was fucking wild. They might be in super hell right now, but I'm giving them a gold star for this because this was wild. This was insane. Like, just for those who don't know, we're going to give this another reading again. Just for those who don't know, we're going to actually give this one another reading for those who might have joined since, because this one threw me through a loop. When I was young, I was playing with a cousin in the woods of a family property. I spotted a really nice patch of grass, so I asked her to lay down on it like Snow White. I told her it would be like I would be a dwarf and collect flowers to scatter around her. So I ran off while she waited lying down. Now, what she didn't know was that I hated her fucking guts so much that I ran away and left her in a bed of poison ivy. I ran back to the main house just in time for my family to decide to leave, so I never took part in the aftermath. What's important what's important was that I wasn't blamed. I think she got in trouble instead for being clumsy in the forest. I found out later she ended up with rashes all over her body for weeks. It was so worth it because as revenge for her earlier that year borrowing my Game Boy and accidentally deleting my Pokemon Fire Red save, I had just beaten the Pokemon League and had a level 79 Cloyster. In my mind, I honored my Cloyster's death and got away with it. Now, that's insane. That's insane that you need to be kept away from like safe society, but also wild. I kind of respect you for that level of forethought and foreplanning, you know? It was well planned. You avenged the death. You're crazy. You're crazy. 100% crazy. But I weirdly just respect this level of bull. I weirdly respect it. But how do you guys feel? How do you all feel about this confession stream? I really enjoyed this one. And I definitely think that we will be doing this again. Actually, next time I do a confession stream, it won't just be me. This is something I can tell you now. If you made it all the way to the end and didn't dip, I love the Smut at First Sight story. Oh, indeed. Party Princess Sassy Simone. You're giving them a gold star. Very nice, very nice. And thank you for the super. So I can tell people now, since you made it all the way to the end of the stream and didn't dip out, I sometimes am going to do this now, I can say that next time I am judging these particular things, next time I will be judging these sins, I will not be alone. Next time I do this, I will have a special guest with me. Don't know who, or actually, no, you don't know who, I know who, but I will be doing a special guest next time we do one of these. So until then, keep your eyes open. There will be someone here, and it will be someone for me to bounce off of while we do this. So, tee-hee. 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻, kind of glad mine didn't come up because, oh boy, oh heck. Thank you for the super though, thank you. But there will be a special guest. There will indeed be a special guest. And I hope it's Cass. No on brand, no on brand. I won't be on branding for the next guest here. But it will be an off-brand guest. But there will be a special guest here with me. So, until the next, alright, until the next, I've been Zander Netherbrand, you have been my delightful Netherlings, and I will see you all far, far sooner than you think. When will the next stream be? Maybe a month and a half? I like to leave a good set of time to build up some more sins. We can't have too many sins too fast. But, until then, stay safe, stay brilliant, and I will be back in a few hours as I join Roscoe, creating some D&D character sheets alongside him. So, until then, much love, all of my sweet Netherlings. Bye-bye for now. Mwah.